I'm Eric Butts.
I'm Jim
We're
Butts.
SuicideFantasyFootball.com, coming to you weekly to give you a little bit of a edge against your competition when the waiver wire opens on Tuesday morning for who you're picking up, and then who you're also going to sit this week that you might not want to make a big mistake when you're getting ready for the playoffs.
One of the things you got to look out for this time of the year, there's a lot of bad football players that get playing time week 13, 14, 15, and 16. And there are guys like, he's not on your list, but Riley Cooper, who's a junk time kind of player. If Vince Young's playing, Vince Young's throwing him the ball.
Jim,
if you need a wide receiver, that could be the guy.
If I was going to have a wide receiver there and we were talking about Eagles junk time, it'd probably be Jason.
I'm sure it would be, but I'm just saying that's the type of player that could win you your playoff game when you're picking up somebody off the scrap heap, a third or a fourth wide receiver on a team that's young and is getting some playing time with these bad teams like the Philadelphia.
Another thing you have to think about, too, is don't just look at the yearly stats. You really got to look at the last 3 to 4 weeks. Because just because someone has 10 touchdowns and 900 yards, if they got 8 of the touchdowns and 700 of the yards in the first 5 games, it doesn't mean they're a definite start. So pay attention to the last 3-4 weeks. More important than overall stats where they're at year to date.
Absolutely.
All right, Jim, so I'll start with my number 1 wide receiver pickup. Again, not in order there either. My number 1 guy this week is probably Johnny Knox. And I know that might sound crazy, but it just seems like Caleb had a little bit of relationship going on with Johnny Knox, similar to the way that Cutler looked at Bennett.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking that against the Chiefs, who suck, they're going to be throwing the ball. It's not going to be all Matt Forte. I could see Johnny Knox having another over 100-yard game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not going to be Bennett. Devin Hester is never, solid enough to get him out there. Mm-hmm. So they're going to have to throw the ball. Knox looked pretty good. He put up decent stats. Most quarterbacks do find a comfort level with a player, and it's not a mistake. It's not a mirage. When you see somebody come right in and throw 8 or 9 balls towards somebody, you think that that's going to be their guy.
Sure.
Not many times, unless you're Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, you throw 8 guys. Drew Brees, the elite guys will do that.
Yep.
But not the other guys.
Now, when you're just trying to find your way and you're Caleb, you're just going, who am I having success with?
Who's my dump off? Who's my valve? That's what I'm throwing to. And it looks like Johnny Knox is his guy.
All right, second guy.
I would hate him. I've been talking bad about him all year long, but it isn't about reputation. It's about what's going to win football games right now. And I go Percy Harvin. I think he's soft. I think he's really come up small this whole year. He's somebody that I looked at to go to that next level type wide receiver this year.
He let your boy Donnie down, didn't he?
He let my man Donnie down. He did. He came up real small. Little sissy headaches that he had. But now he's getting goal line carries. He's getting end arounds. He's getting the ball thrown to him. And he's going up and making tough catches. That one catch that he made in the end zone, he got whacked.
He did.
And he held on to it. So you got to give somebody credit where credit's due. Percy Harvin looks like he's their weapon now. And he's one of those guys that is getting junk time that could put up big fantasy points.
My next guy is a guy who it's all dependent upon the quarterback. Because I'm going to have one guy as a pickup, but then another guy as a sit, and it would be vice versa, depending on the quarterback.
Okay, get on it.
And that is the Tennessee Titans. If Matt Hasselbeck is quarterback, Damian Williams looks nice. Now, at the same time, if they decide to sit Matt Hasselbeck or he gets dinged up and then Locker is the quarterback, Nate Washington is the man.
Yep.
At the same time, looking like Hasselbeck is the quarterback, that's making not only Damian Williams one of my best pickups this week at the wide receiver position, I'm starting with my first sit being Nate Washington.
Okay. Listen, I agree with that. Like we just said, quarterbacks have different relationships with different players, and it looked like Locker and Washington had that going on, that chemistry, and he doesn't have that with Hasselbeck. So
nope.
I agree. I would be sitting Julio Jones without a doubt against the Texans.
Agreed.
I think Julio Jones has to come back and prove it. There's a show me a couple times thing. Like I said, I'd rather have Julio Jones sitting on my bench and score 17 fantasy points than Julio Jones in my lineup and score nothing.
But what you got to be careful about, Jim, is that Julio Jones isn't the 17 or nothing guy. He's the 30 or nothing guy.
Yeah, well, that happens. If he gets 30 on my bench, you got to take that risk because now, when it comes down to the playoffs, it's not the high to low. You're not looking for the high ceiling. You're looking for consistent. If you look at your roster and everybody on your fantasy team gets 15 to 17 points, you win just about every week.
Yep.
That's what you're looking for. Who's going to get me my 15 points?
All right, now I think this next guy, do we disagree or agree on our boy Deshaun?
I don't like him.
You're sitting him too?
I don't want to say that because he's nice. He took pictures with my kids.
So what? It's about fantasy football. I like him too. I gave him a T-shirt I think he might wear.
Yeah, right.
In my mind, he sleeps.
Yeah, he wiped his ass with it.
Maybe.
But I would cut Deshaun Jackson if I was the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
So I'm definitely not playing him this week. He's got no heart. He really just he disowned his whole team. He showed out there that he's not going to lay out for the balls.
For who?
He's not taking hits. He's not going to make catches. And he could have had, I started him in our league, he could have had a huge stat week. He dropped 2 bombs because he's worried about getting hit. Yeah. And if Andy Reid sits him in the second half of a game, he's getting embarrassed on national TV. I can't play him.
I can't play him either.
I'm not consistent.
My last guy's Torrey Smith.
I told you to sit him?
Did you?
Because I told you Lee Evans was taking his time. And
That's not why.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That's not why. You said Flacco is the man this week, and I'm saying sit Torrey Smith. I don't even know why I'm saying sit Torrey Smith, to tell you the truth. Because he put up 4 points this week.
He's got dreads.
Yeah.
Play him.
Only goes so far, Jim. Dreads only goes so far.
Yeah, right. Eldred Buckley's not even in the league anymore.
Yes, he is. Yeah. I forget what team he's on, but yeah, he is. All right, so that's my wide receiver picks and Jim's wide receiver idiot picks for Week 13 fantasy football. Check us out. It's Monday nights, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Blog Talk Radio, we're Fantasy Football Overload. Subscribe to our videos. Each week we'll come back and tell you who you should be looking to pick up and who you should be looking to sit.